Hi Leo, welcome to your reading for August 2023. Happy birthday to those who are celebrating a birthday. Many of you know I have so much Libra or Leo love in my life. Yeah, I just do. This is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Some of you are intuitively guided, which is fine. You're just learning to trust your intuition. I feel like your guides are going to reach you one way or another. And we do read through our guides. This is an intuitive read. Some of you may have planets in the sign of Leo. I just feel like whatever brought you, welcome. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to use 3 different decks. I'm going to use the Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify or to go deeper, as I like to say. And for your main spread, I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot. So let's go ahead and start with Mother Mary and let's get our words of wisdom. Yeah, it's funny, I have quite a few Oracle decks, but this is the one I always seem to choose. Because I feel like, I just feel like it's so good in these readings. Alright. Alright, Mother Mary, what does Leo need to hear? It did not take long at all. Giving and receiving. This reminds me of the Six of Pentacles energy. Giving and receiving. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. I balance being generous but also receptive because both are equally important. Okay, and we'll read this from the book at the end, and it's just where it's most profound. Alright, let's go ahead and bring in the Psychic Tarot. And let's see what's going on for your birthday month. Cancer, I will be doing your reading next because I'm sure there's some Cancers like, wait a minute, we just had a birthday. But because we're in Leo season, I decided to do Leo first. Alright, let's give him a cut. If I remember correctly, your last reading really spoke about you being, like, you stepping into the spotlight with something, an opportunity, whatever it may be, and however it rang out for you. But I definitely felt like the spotlight was on you in a very good way. So, keeping all that in mind, let's go ahead and begin. So, August 2023, but many of you know time is fluid. And what I mean by that is I feel like a reading will find you when it's meant to find you. Or you will find a reading when you're meant to find it. Because that's where it's going to be most profound to you. Okay. Not a great card to start with, but it is our first card, so I'm hoping this is energy that has been cleared. This is the Eight of Swords, a self-created prison. This is where, this is when I stop trusting my own energy, and I feel like I believe more. I start to take on the energy of man versus my intuition. So I feel like I have to protect myself in some way, but it is a block. Sometimes it could just be a mental block, like people told me I wouldn't, I wouldn't, what's the word I'm looking for, amount to much, but they were wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you have to believe in yourself first and foremost. This is an 8. So an 8 does stand for new beginning, but I feel like this is saying, but you have to give yourself that new beginning. You got to agree to that new beginning. So let's see what it's relating to. And the Eight of Swords is really an illusionary type energy. Again, we build these walls around us thinking we're protecting us. Protecting our heart, protecting our mind. But really what we have to learn to do is trust our energy as the measure of whether something is good or not so good. Okay, well, Tower. Interesting. Happy birthday to you. And then, hello. Hope. This is the Star. This is about your dreams and your wishes and about manifesting them. It's interesting because I feel like for some of you, it's like you do not want this Tower. It's a disruption in one's life. But however, I don't feel like this is talking about a Tower that's coming. I feel like you already had this Tower, and this Tower is what caused this Eight of Swords, a self-created prison. Your guides are saying, but don't give up hope that your dreams can come true, whatever that may mean to you. You know, this is about your dreams and about bringing them into your life. But I do feel like, you know, that Eight of Swords, like, I've got to break myself free from that to really see and enjoy whatever. I feel like this is a blessing. But I feel like it's a blessing that, like, your soul had planted. It was like a seed of intention your soul planted before you even came to Earth. So maybe it's trusting in that. Also, card of Aquarius, by the way. We have discontentment and boredom. Four Cups. Interesting. You know, in the Four of Cups, normally in most decks, you'll see this person is being handed a cup. And it's some cup of fulfillment. And I often feel this cup is being handed to them from the actual hand of God. So it's a blessing. But because of this energy, this can be discontentment. Well, it says it right on here. Discontentment and boredom in one's life. I feel like there's something you need to take a chance in. Because I feel like in the Four Cups, if I do nothing, then nothing changes. But then you have the Hope card here, the Star, right? So there can be change. You know, this asks you to use your spiritual discernment as relating to any decisions you need to make or anything that shows for you. But I feel like, you know, the Star, you do need to be proactive in that. Like, I have to help Divine bring it to me. So, this Four of Cups is being mirrored by the Eight of Swords. Leo, that is not your normal energy. You know, so something feels like it just has you wrapped up. Or had you wrapped up, and it definitely has got to do something with this Tower, no doubt. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what comes underneath it. We have obstacles and challenges. Under that Eight of Swords, look at this. We have destiny, your will. Under the Tower. You know, I get this a lot in a reading too, where if we look at life and we understand that, you know, it's not just all great things that sit upon our will. There's some lessons. And some of them are difficult. But when we overcome or learn these lessons, so to speak, because if you look at, I mean, Earth is really our classroom, so our soul can expand. And the only way our soul expands is through these experiences. So, and what I'm trying to say is, you know, when we understand that a lot of times I learn more from the difficult situations than I do with the, you know, the beautiful ones. I feel like something's getting you ready for some type of change. Look at this, awareness. Your participation in bringing your dreams to you is very, very important. This is the energy of the Magician, the ability to manifest. You have to know that you have that ability. But at the same time, like, I feel like I've got to also not be willing to keep myself wrapped up in this Eight of Swords energy. You know, the Tower happened, yes. So some type of disruption in your life, yes. But in the same breath, when I look at the Four Cups, right, discontentment and boredom, you know, sometimes we feel like the Tower is our enemy, where sometimes it's really our friend. It pushes us maybe beyond our limit, but that push can bring something new. Definitely bring something new. I feel like part of the reason why the Eight of Swords is trapped in fear is here is, you know, I may be a little fearful about making the change that this 5 would ask for, right? 8, new beginning, 5, change. Make this change, I move into the Wheel's energy. So, you know, it's like, am I better off just accepting my life the way it is, or should I face whatever obstacles may lie in front of me and know that spiritually I can overcome them? I can get through them. And matter of fact, I feel like when you do, that's when it seems like, you know, the universe is responding with some type of blessing, some type of wish that has the opportunity to come into fruition. I say it has the opportunity because, again, I feel like it's going to take your action, not all your action, because I feel like you're working hand in hand with divine here, but your ability to manifest. You know, we got to remember, we can manifest hard things as well as good things. We can manifest our dreams, but you know, if we're in a negative headspace, well, we can manifest, you know, more negativity. So awareness. You know, and I feel like if you've already gone through the Tower, you're probably coming to the point where you're starting to understand it, and you're starting to see it more as a helping hand versus the destruction that it felt like it caused. Could be moving you away from someone that just wasn't good for you anyway. Truth. Look at that. Truth. This is your spiritual team. This is judgment. You know, when judgment shows up in a reading, it's calling you to the present moment. The 4 of Cups and the 8 of Swords is definitely concentrating on the past. Like, my energy is more in the past than it is in the present moment. You know, that Tower seems to like have a lingering effect, but I feel like it wants to end. Like, maybe if I just understand it. You know, again, maybe I didn't ask for this Tower, but it's in the same breath, it sits upon your wheel, so I know that you can overcome it. I know that you can overcome it. Not just overcome it, but I feel like I know that you can understand it, and you can see it for its true purpose. This is about moving you into the present moment. Why? So that you can have a rebirth. You know, coming under discontentment and boredom, it's like subconsciously I want this, you know, and I feel like first of all, I feel like this is about guidance. This is helping to guide you towards, again, some type of dream. And it does sit on your wheel, and yes, there are challenges that do need to be overcome, but at the same time, change with the 5, 8, the new beginning. Will I allow myself to have this new beginning? You know, will I allow myself to walk through that challenge? And you know, obstacles are put in front of you. Listen, if you understand what that Tower was, then any challenges or obstacles, I know that you can overcome them. And that's also what your spiritual team is saying. But the awareness lies with you. But your spiritual team is there to help, because this is about a rebirth. All right. We have shadow. This is the moon. We just moved into the new moon in Cancer. That's good energy. You know, the new moon does, it is about new beginnings. But we do need to eclipse out the old. You know, I feel like if we don't learn to close doors, you know, get understanding, the wisdom, like gain the wisdom from those experiences and then close those doors, do we then allow ourselves to have these rebirths that want to take place? So I do feel like for some of you, this is talking about the moon in Cancer, the new moon in Cancer. But the moon does cast shadows, no doubt. And it can certainly be uncertainty, like, can I get through this next challenge? The answer is yes, especially with your spiritual team here, right? Mirroring that energy and the wheel. Like, I feel like some of you, like, there was a lesson, maybe it was a karmic partnership, that type of thing, where, you know, when I understand that, and I don't have to have complete understanding, just enough to make me trust in divine again. Also a card of Pisces, by the way. So it feels like the uncertainty of, you know, what might be is what maybe keeps me a little bit in the fearful state. The waiting game. The waiting game. You know, if you just look at this card, it's like someone has gone around and around and around and around. Like, I'm waiting for someone to make a change. I'm waiting for someone to do something that may change my world. But maybe really what I need to do is stop waiting and get moving. We have the Three of Swords, and then we have Memories of Love. So first, I feel like if I was waiting for someone to show me, or, you know, again, if we look at Mother Mary, giving and receiving, maybe you were giving, but you weren't receiving. And that's not balanced, right? So anything is unbalanced just makes life more difficult. It wasn't balanced, or it wasn't returned in full, or returned in the way that you had hoped. However, now we have the Six of Cups under judgment, under truth. So I feel like this is talking about the potential of someone else. Maybe even someone you haven't considered. You know, if it's relating to love, Memories of Love would ask you, instead of creating this, the Eight of Swords, to think back in your life and think, you know, when I look back, think about the good things, right? The treasured memories you have. I feel like someone had you, like, I feel like on the hook. And, you know, it's like, I feel like I'm waiting, I'm putting my life on hold, waiting maybe to receive from them. But maybe that is not even the person that really sits upon my will. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't meant to happen if this is talking about a, you know, previous relationship, because something did break your heart, no doubt. And the Tower here is shown, right? But in the same breath, I don't feel like, you know, if I'm looking at my life right now, like I'm all, you know, like, how do I say this? Like, I feel like, could there be improvements? Yes. Now, I feel like it's more in your own energy, though, because, again, judgment saying, I need you in the present moment because there's about to be a rebirth. Well, judgment produces the Six of Cups. This can talk about someone that you used to know. You know, I'm looking at the Three of Swords next to the waiting game. It's almost like I wanted someone to, I don't know, love me the way that I wanted them to love me, or I wanted someone to be proactive the way that I had hoped they were. But I don't feel like I got what I wanted. Quite the opposite. Doesn't mean that at times it wasn't good, but I feel like at this point it doesn't feel good. And I also feel like, you know, part of what I need to do is stop waiting for what's not showing, or it's not showing in the way that you deserve, let's say. Right? Because this waiting is only causing the Three of Swords, the heartache. Having awareness over that, you know, what does that do? Well, it's you saying that I'm ready for the next chapter. I'm ready for what wants to be new in my life. I'm tired of waiting for another. You know, I'm tired of the way my life is right now, right? I'm bored within it. I'm not doing all that I could be doing, especially with the star right there. Alright, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Alright, suffering in silence. This is the Nine of Swords. You know, I'm glad it's on the bottom of the deck, first and foremost. Nine of Swords talks about worry. And a lot of worry. But really it's about unnecessary worry. That's the meaning of the card. You know, this is where something just keeps replaying over and over and over in my head. And listen, I feel like for some of you, you know, potentially you probably wanted something to work out, and it just doesn't seem like it did, at least not the way you deserve. You know, it just doesn't seem like it did. But that doesn't mean your life is over. Matter of fact, I feel like this is talking about like surprises and blessings that maybe you don't even know yet. You know, especially with the Eight of Swords being the first card. It's like, again, I'm in that self-created prison. Doesn't mean my dreams still can't come in. But if I can be aware of that, if I can help to manifest that, and one of the ways I can do that is by no longer waiting for, listen, what probably isn't meant to be anyways. Deception and envy under the Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Cups under that. I almost feel like I feel like you haven't had it easy in potentially your love life. But again, if that's the case, it's because I'm expecting someone to be the way I want them to be, and they're just not being that way. You know, I don't like the Seven of Swords under the Nine of Swords, because this is you having to, you know, worry about someone's honesty, and can it be faithful, and the answer feels like no. Now, I'm not necessarily saying someone cheated. You know, this is on the bottom of the deck, so this already happened. But the prison that you've created is around the Ace of Cups. So someone definitely played a number on you. But in the same breath, how long am I going to take it? How long am I going to put my life on hold for another? Your spiritual team says no more, because they want you in the present moment. Why? Because the Star card is here, because your wheel is here. You know, things are meant to keep moving. Eight of Swords, I'm kind of like putting a wedge in that wheel. I'm not ready for it to move. And listen, you take as long as you need. But in the same breath, understand, like, if I stay in that energy, then I can expect that energy to continue. But if I take a hard look at it and, you know, just have the awareness that I need, I feel like then you do break yourself free. Then discontentment and boredom goes away, and something new enters. All right. Let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. You know, Leo, I don't like seeing you in this energy because this is not your natural energy. But nonetheless, you know, we're all human. Well, really, we're a spiritual being having a human condition and or human experiences. And, you know, not all people we come across are in the light, so to speak. Some just like to live in the dark. That doesn't mean you have to. Alright, we have the Page of Swords coming over the Eight of Swords, and then we have the Queen of Wands. Can certainly be you, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, coming over the Tower. I feel like for some of you, like maybe you've been waiting for communication to come in from someone. And listen, it doesn't mean like eventually it won't if that's truly what you want. But right now, I feel like I don't have any control over that. And if I'm waiting for communication, I just feel like I'm done. Like I'm done. Hopefully, you're done. Well, then what's next, Sandy? Well, trust in your guides. Trust in divine that something wonderful, right? With the Star card, something wonderful. You know, the Queen of Wands coming over the Tower. First of all, I do feel like it's you. And I do feel like you are the one who, I feel like you received the Tower, or you just feel like you're in that Tower type energy. But I also feel like you may be giving that Tower. Almost like, you know, to someone that I'm expecting or waiting for communication from. And, you know, it doesn't come in, or it's very spotty when it comes in. I feel like Queen of Wands is like done, right? Because she's the queen of action. She trusts her intuition. This may be one of the lessons you're learning. Like how to really trust your intuition. You know, as the measure, is something good for me or isn't it? Have I been waiting for something to, you know, be the way that I hoped it would be, but it's not turning out that way? Am I going to keep waiting, or am I going to move forward? Queen of Wands would definitely move forward. Let's keep going. All face up. I like that. Ace of Swords over the Star card. The World. The next chapter. Hello, Two of Cups. A soulmate. And then look at this, Seven of Pentacles over the Wheel, which I kind of love. Because to me, the Seven of Pentacles is those seeds of intention. You know, it is your garden. And it is up to you to either nurture those seeds or to let them dry up and die type of energy. But it is the seeds that you've planted. And some of them are experiences, not easy ones, and other ones are just joyful. Interesting you have the World, because that does speak about the next chapter, and Judgment right below that, like, you know, allowing oneself to have a rebirth. Ace of Swords over the Star, you know, communication. Is it coming from someone that I've, like, been trapped in, like, you know, have put my life on hold from? I don't think so. I think this is something new. You know, another thing I feel like this Ace of Swords is talking about is you and, you know, you allowing yourself to live your authentic life. Like, allow these dreams to come in, like not getting hung up. Like, I don't see you, Leo, waiting long for someone who says they're going to communicate and then doesn't, or very spotty. I feel like this is talking about something new, that sits upon your wheel, and it feels very authentic to you. I love that it's coming over, again, the star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, bringing them to fruition, and then boom, there's the world. Almost like I'm stating to the world, I'm done waiting. I'm done waiting for things that I hope to turn out a certain way, but they didn't. I'm going to start creating something new. Something authentic to my soul. And the universe is like, yes, yes. And boom, they produce the world, the next chapter. You know, the world card to me is really a very spiritual time. I feel like because it's coming over the Four of Cups, again, discontentment and boredom, I had to look at that, right? I really have to see these things because I have to know when enough is enough. But I do feel like you know that. And then the world is followed by the Two of Cups. So again, I get this feeling that this is someone new. Even if I've known it before, I don't feel like this is the person who broke your heart. It is a soulmate, though. And maybe to reach this soulmate, I myself need to break myself from these limited thoughts that I've created for whatever the reason. I have to break myself free from this prison. And, you know, I got to say to someone maybe, like, I'm done waiting. I'm just done. I'm done. We have the Two of Pentacles. The Empress, beautiful. Coming right over Judgment. Some of you, this could actually be a mother figure who is part of your spiritual guidance now. You know, I'm saying a mother figure. It could certainly be a mother, but it can also be like a big sister, just a grandmother, who I feel like is part of your spiritual team to help guide you. This is also a certain vibration we reach. You know, when we start to realize that these self-created prisons, that we can break ourselves free from them. The Empress, you know, she doesn't need the Eight of Swords because this is someone who has really learned to rely upon their intuition. This is someone who keeps their heart open, right? But they're wise now. Like, I'm not going to block my opportunity for love or, you know, even more than that, like love and opportunity due to another. This is a certain vibration we reach. I feel like the Empress has walked the walk of all the queens and has gained so much wisdom from that. It's really a different way of looking at life. It's a certain vibration. You know, I know my worth. And if somebody else doesn't know my worth, well, then they're not worthy of me. I feel like your spiritual team wants you to know that. The Empress is being mirrored by the Two of Cups. So, you know, first of all, if this is talking about love, I feel like I have this one love who really has played a number on me, who is really, you know, again, kept me in that waiting stage, and I feel like there's nothing worse than that, right? Listen, you want to be with me or you don't want to be with me. And if you don't want to be with me, then tell me so I can move on with my life. But in the same breath, I feel like it's like, I feel like you're moving to this realization, like, I'm not going to allow other people to determine the blessings within my own life. We have the Three of Swords. I feel like you're just afraid to get your heart broken again. But remember, the Empress again, she's someone who doesn't close her heart off. She's learned to trust her own energy as the measure of if something is good for me or not. Definitely showing us where that block is at. How do I trust that someone's my soulmate when I already thought that someone was my soulmate? Well, soulmates don't always come in a pretty little package. Sometimes soulmates teach us very hard lessons. And by the way, we also teach them. But, you know, and then some soulmate, I feel like we have soulmates in many different forms. But I do feel like this is now talking about love. So I feel like there is a soulmate who sits upon this next chapter. I don't feel like I can reach that chapter until I break myself free from this prison, first and foremost. But once I do that, I feel like everything starts moving. All right, keep going. We have the Four of Cups again, right over the waiting game. Right over it. You know, it couldn't be any clearer. Because again, if you just look at this image, I feel like around and around and around and around I went. You know, it's almost like pacing the floor, but I'm not getting any results. And what is that doing? It's keeping you in this state of discontentment in your own life. You know, I feel like you got to claim your power back. This is your life. Hello, Ten of Pentacles. And then the Magician. So the Magician again. Coming over memories of love. Some of you may be surprised that someone pops into your life that you haven't spoken to or heard from. And I'm not talking about this person here, because I feel like this person, I don't want to say they used you, because, you know, they probably loved you. But I feel like they're just incapable of potentially, let's say, making a commitment. And listen, that's their choice. There's nothing we can do about that. Or do we even want to do that? Like, do we want to force someone to, like, listen, you either make a commitment or we're done? I feel like if they didn't, like, if I have to say that, then maybe that's not my person right now. Maybe there's someone else. Someone who can give me the love I deserve, and I can give them the love. The Empress would say, you need to be loving and nurturing also. You need to have your heart open. You need to trust your own energy as it relates to anything new that's coming to you. And by the way, don't think that you can't help manifest this. You know, I feel like when you say to the universe, that's it, I'm breaking myself free from the waiting game and the fears of, you know, the future, and I'm going to start just in the present moment. I'm just going to start in the present moment, and I feel like that alone helps open up the next portal. Ten of Pentacles coming over the Three of Swords. This could certainly be something that I had hoped for. But in the same breath, I don't feel like it doesn't mean that you can't have it. It just means that I couldn't have it then, or with them. I feel like with the Two of Pentacles above it, I feel like, you know, it kind of puts the ball in your court. And, you know, the Two of Pentacles they call the Juggler's card, but I feel like it's more using the logical mind and not the fear-based mind as things start to move towards me, and they are. Once you, again, allow that next portal to open, that definitely, I feel like the Death card should be out here, like I have to close the door. I have to stop waiting for, you know, what probably won't serve me anyway. I feel like this is about setting down roots. And I feel like if I'm going to, let's just say, consider another love affair, then I want something that can last a lifetime. Alright, I want to look at a couple things. First of all, what do I want to look at? Let's look at the Ace of Swords over the Star. And And let's just get a little more clarity over that. 8 of Cups. And then look at this, the Ace of Wands. Wow. So, the 8 of Cups, we're looking at the star with the Ace of Swords. 8 of Cups would say that I have to find emotional clarity within my life. And I've got to let it go. Right? This is where I'm willing to look at the cups that have been knocked over from a standpoint of gaining wisdom from them. And then moving on from them. You know, I can't understand it all. And maybe I'm not even meant to understand it all. And sometimes they're karmic. Sometimes free will. You know, and sometimes they're a soulmate, but they're here to teach us a difficult lesson. So the 8 of Swords, or the 8 of Cups, is you moving on from, you know, I feel like this emotional wreckage. And then look what follows it, the Ace of Wands. See how when you take certain action, the universe responds. When you say, I'm no longer going to accept this, the universe responds. What am I looking at? The Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Wands to me is, first and foremost, it's action. It's you reaching out and accepting that ace. It talks about, you know, especially with the 8 of Cups right there, it's like as I clear that energy, I start to move into the energy of something that's very desirable, passionate. Whether it be love or just, you know, something you love within your life again. You know, touching the world. It's like I have to be willing to say yes. And if I say yes, and simply what I'm talking about when I say yes is yes to clearing the past, yes to letting it go. Okay. Well, let's come right down and let's look at this soulmate energy. 2 of Cups. Tell us more, tell us more. Well, hello, Ace of Pentacles. Leo. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles over the 2 of Cups. First of all, because the World card is up here, the next chapter, because Judgment is here, a rebirth, you know, in the present moment, with the Empress over that, it's where your vibration is at. You know, the Empress is at a high vibration. Doesn't mean she's perfect. None of us are perfect. Don't shoot for perfection. But she is someone who's wise. She's someone who's creative. She's someone who is not afraid to give birth to her ideas. She's definitely being guided. And it's you. You're being guided. And some of you, you're being guided in your love life. You know, I feel like by your mother. Or by a mother figure. And it doesn't always mean that they lived in this lifetime with you. It could be ancestors. But the Ace of Pentacles means it's something that's coming into your physical world. It's coming into your physical world. So, a soulmate. It's on its way. You're on your way. You know, nothing will start until the prison, until you break yourself free from that prison. Once you do that, once you understand the Tower as not something that's limiting your life, but actually probably expanding your life. I feel like when your energy or your thoughts change, so does your life. So, you know, we know now that this is something, that this soulmate is coming into your physical world. Or has the potential. Alright, I'm not done with that. I want to go a little bit deeper. So it comes in, or they come in, or we come into each other's lives. That's really the way I should say it. Tell me a little more. We have the Page of Wands Interesting. Because we have memories of love down here, which is the Six of Cups. And that normally speaks of someone that I used to know, someone of my earlier days. And then the Page of Wands. So this can certainly be your energy. I often feel the Page of Wands is like the Fool. And what I mean by that is someone who's willing to take chances. You know, they've probably fallen, but they get back up again. It is your natural energy. It can even talk about you as in a younger time. This page is looking right back at the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. All right, one more over that. You know, and I don't always feel like the Six of Cups is always talking about someone that I already know in this lifetime. Sometimes, because you're soulmates, it can talk about previous lifetimes. You know, you'll know each other for eternity. But in this lifetime, it feels like it wants to manifest. All right, with the Five of Swords. But then we have the Sun. Beautiful. Your card, your ruler. The Sun is illuminating anything that's been toxic to you. Because again, it's a 5. Change. So it is talking about old toxic energy. You know, there's no way I can't see it with the Sun there. It is illuminated whether I want it to be or not. But really it's being illuminated so that you can see it, so that you can change your energy or at least move from that energy. I feel like what's been toxic? Who's ever got me pacing the floor over and over and over again and causing, you know, the Three of Swords maybe 3 separate times. I do not feel like it's the same person that is coming in. I just don't. Though I do feel like whoever is coming in, again, I do feel like you already know them. Whether it's in this lifetime or a previous lifetime or just in general. But I do feel like you will be able to feel it. Like you'll be able to feel it. The Sun's also coming over the Two of Pentacles, so as it relates to your choices, the Sun is illuminating, you know, and illuminating the light, which also means like nothing can hide in the Sun's energy. You know, we have shadow down here. Well, the shadows cannot hide when the Sun comes out. And the Sun's about like feeling like a kid again, you know, a brand new day. And with the Page of Wands here, I feel like it's your inner child also, and remembering your inner child and how you did take chances, and not all of them are going to work out, no doubt, but I feel like with the Page next to the Five of Swords, it's the opportunity to learn again, you know, the energies that have been toxic, but also like, why did I allow it, you know, and because again, that's change, but the Sun's going to illuminate that for you. Also illumination over the Two of Cups and that Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, it's illuminating the toxicity that already exists that I do feel like I have to free myself from. But it's also illuminating the potential of what is yet to be and the potential of what can be. And it feels kind of special. Alright, let's keep going. What do we want to look at? I think I want to come down to this Magician over the Six of Cups with the Empress right above that and your spiritual team above that. Okay, Eight of Swords. And then the Knight of Swords. Okay, first of all, I feel like this talks about some type of communication that is coming towards you. This knight is coming toward you. But look what it's met with. The Eight of Swords. I feel like this reading is really talking about clearing the past so that you can have these new beginnings, so that the star can really like illuminate for you. And the sun is right there to help that. You got to know you deserve the best. Knight of Swords being met by the Eight of Swords, by the Eight of Swords. However, the Magician's there. I'm going to take a couple more cards in that, but I already understand what it's talking about. Page of Cups, shown in reverso. Page of Cups could certainly be someone, right? A water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. We have Pisces and Cancer on the board, but it certainly does not have to be that. This is really about self-love, self-acceptance. After the storms. Came in reverse, so it's giving me a clue that someone seems to have robbed that confidence from you. But I do feel like you can gain it back. This could certainly also talk about someone that you were once with that, I don't know, I don't even feel like you were with in a relationship. Tell me more about this page in reverse. We have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So Nine of Wands is about self-reflection. Differently than looking at it from the Eight of Swords, where again I'm trying to protect, myself from anything that could hurt me. Nine of Swords is really looking at one's life and, again, my own responsibility within it. I feel like the person who does this really ultimately becomes a spirit warrior, who you really are anyway. It's just been kind of hidden from you. You need to find it again. Nine of Wands does talk about a period of time where there was a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. But I also feel like it's the energy, if I can get through this, I can get through anything. And what's that met by? The Eight of Pentacles. Some of you could certainly talk about a new job, new opportunity, or even someone that you used to work with in some capacity. Eight of Pentacles says, be willing to be the apprentice. Be willing to do something and learn as you go. This is the energy of learning as you go, expanding as you go. This also speaks about whatever you're willing to put your focus on is what's going to grow. I feel like you got to tell yourself, you've come a long way, baby. You've come a long way, baby. And yeah, you got hung up for a moment, and someone hung you up for a moment, but I feel like you're reclaiming your power here. And therefore the universe is responding. Could also be some type of job offer that's coming in. And if that's the case, and I'm saying a job offer, but it could just be a creative outlet. I wouldn't be surprised for some of you if that is how this soulmate and you reconnect. Alright, what else do I want to look at? I know you guys, some people hate it when I do that with my nails. I'm sorry. I think what I want to do is just go across the whole spread. Well, hello, Ten of Cups. House of Harmony. House of Love. Following the soulmates and the Ace of Pentacles. You know, I feel like when the Ace of Pentacles shows, and now we have the Ten of Cups right next to it, it's not about like automatically I'm in that Ten of Cups, but I feel like it speaks about the potential of now moving towards that Ten of Cups. You know, I feel like down here, someone just couldn't give it to me. They just couldn't give me, you know, and maybe I thought that's all I deserved. But through this energy, as I learn more and more about it, and I see my own actions in it, I start to learn that I am worthy of really true love. We have the King of Swords in reverse. Can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. You know, the King of Swords in reverse would fit deception and envy to a T. At least I feel like that. You know, normally the King of Swords in the upright is someone who, you know, truth is important to them. Communication it's really, you know, what their quest is all about. Becoming a great communicator. But that King's in reverse. So, you know, it would make sense that this King became untrustworthy, or always was. Maybe I'd hoped for better, but I just don't feel like that's the results I got. Alright, let's keep following that though. So that King is in reverse. But the Sun is right there, so I feel like if this is anyone who's trying to lie to me, good luck. You know, like, I don't buy your bullshit anymore. I bought it for a long time, but I'm not buying what you're selling anymore. And then look what shows up after that. The Knight of Pentacles. You know, this is your guardian angel. Knight of Pentacles comes in at the right time. And the right time is the right time. And I feel like, what's the right time here? When you break yourself free from that prison. When, if this King of Swords is telling you untruths, you're seeing it. You know, be real with yourself. Like, the more real you can be with yourself, the more you can let go of what is not serving you and allow what wants to serve you to come in. Couldn't have been a better energy to bring it in. You know, we already have the Ace of Pentacles, so we know this Knight is serious. Like, I'm bringing you this Ace. And this Ace is really meant to expand your life, expand your world. But it's at the right time. I don't come before, and I don't come after. I feel this Knight brings loyalty, trustworthiness. That doesn't sound like a word. The opposite of the Seven of Swords, deception and envy, the opposite. So I feel like this King, well, you're in reverse. You're the troublemaker, so to speak. This soulmate, it's like, yeah, your spiritual team is all about them. All about them. And I do feel like as you really face those fears, and you know, I feel like when we face our fears, a lot of times and I feel some of the fear is the uncertainty of the future. Well, that's probably why we have the Ace that then moves into the 10, right? The Ace, the beginning of it, the Ace of Wands. You know, something's going to ignite your heart. Something's going to ignite within you, and follow that. Follow that. I love that the Knight of Pentacles just showed for you. Again, right next to the Empress, I also feel, again, some of you, like this mother figure, she knows what she's doing as it relates to love in your life. Look at that, the Moon, but now it's in reverse. That uncertainty is now cleared. Could be Pisces for some. Or Cancer, ruler of Cancer. But I really feel like what it's saying is, you know, those uncertainties which cause fear of moving forward, enough is, it's like your steps are going to be revealed. Like, just follow the present day moment. All right, one more. The Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is about a path of knowledge, wisdom, building up one's pentacles, but also building up one's knowledge. This is someone who really learns from their experiences and uses those experiences to their benefit. I feel like when I understand that, maybe I understand everything. You know, these hardships that I've been through, though, again, hard, they're really here to teach you so much wisdom. And some of you, I feel like, it's almost like I've even stopped my own opportunities from showing out, not just about love, but also about your creative house. And you are a creative, I mean, your creativity is normally off the chart. So if you feel blocked in that area, you want to look at that. Because I don't feel like it's a true block. It's an illusionary block. I feel like this is saying, listen, my loves, this lifetime is about you learning and expanding and taking that on, knowing that. And when I know that, well, I feel like the world is my oyster. One more, I'm just taking right over that. Look at that. And then the Chariot. Hello. First of all, we're in the year of the Chariot. 2023, represented by Universal Year 7. Chariot really is about balance, right? It's the balance of the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, the balance of the light and the dark. And, you know, the Chariot really can't go far unless I have this balance. Chariot means that you've learned that it's your intentions that really drive the success of this Chariot. Because the Chariot really is about unlimited potential. The only limit put upon the Chariot is our earthly mind. But I feel like honestly, the Chariot doesn't show unless you're ready for the Chariot to show. So I feel like you're clearing some energy. You're letting go of those who aren't giving you what you deserve anyway. You're not waiting for someone, and I never feel like you're meant to wait for someone. Doesn't mean, I mean, that's your choice, but I just don't see you comfortable in that energy. I feel like when you allow yourself to have these new opportunities will just show. You know, it's part of your tree of life, and, you know, the Knights are bringing in what the Knights said they were going to bring in. This Knight of Pentacles is looking right back at this this Ace of Pentacles, connected to the soulmates, with the potential of going to the Ten of Cups. That's love. That's harmony. That's laughter. That's joy. That is your natural energy. Don't let someone else rob that from you. All right. Let's read from Mother Mary, giving and receiving. I feel like this has been one of your lessons, one of your soul lessons. And I just feel like you're going to get it. All right, this is a message about bringing your life into greater balance. Are you resentful as your role as caretaker, or do you feel like you're being used or unappreciated? If so, you need to balance your given tendencies through creating and noticing opportunities to receive. If this seems impossible because others aren't cooperating, then Mother Mary will help you heal this pattern. Occasionally, people will be imbalanced in over-receptivity, where they're taking or expecting to receive more than they're willing to give. Signs of this include feeling stuck or stagnant, experiencing a lack of new opportunities, or financial difficulties. Both patterns are easily alleviated by practicing daily giving and receiving. You can even count how many times you give and make sure to receive an equal number of times. Example of giving include smiling at a person or saying hello, volunteering your help, making a donation, offering a sincere compliment, making time for someone, and being a good listener. Examples of receiving include noticing beauty around you, saying thank you, and meaning it, feeling appreciation and gratitude for your current blessings, and requesting and accepting someone's help. Amen. So we see a lot of that in here, right? Where I don't feel like you're receiving probably as much as you were giving, but again, the Chariot feels like it's you coming to balance with that. I feel like you're no longer waiting, or at least I hope that's the case, because with this King in reverse, again, forget the sign, but it definitely means that someone, I just feel like, and by the way, I just realized this King of Swords is right over the Five of Swords, so there's some type of toxicity within this King. And I just feel like this King can't supply you, King or Queen, by the way, male or female, doesn't matter. And again, don't even think about the sign. This is just someone who is not bringing truth to the table. It's someone who I don't feel like, can give you all that you deserve. And do you want to live in that life? Do you want to live in their vibration? Or do you want to follow your guides, where your guides are saying, you do have blessings that are waiting for you. You do have blessings that you can manifest, but it will take your physical action first and foremost. And sometimes that physical action just means my thought system. I feel like it's bye-bye to one and hello to another. Now, I don't feel like this is just love. I feel like this is talking about, it's almost like changing your whole life. Changing your whole life, but and it doesn't feel like it's overnight, but these aces start to show. I mean, you have three aces: the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. And we saw the Ace of Cups down here, right? But it was connected to some difficult energy, and I know it's this King. I feel like the more I can just learn and even say to myself, why do I allow myself to keep waiting? What is it within that energy that, because I feel like I probably think I'm in love with this person, but they're not giving me that love back, at least not how I deserve it. So why do I keep accepting that? Especially when there is another soulmate, I feel like right around the corner. Because don't forget, judgment is calling you to the present moment. Because that's where not only your blessings are sent, but your signs. Many of you, I feel like this reading is just going to wake you up. And doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I know that. But if you keep your hope alive and let go of those who don't deserve your energy anyway, the universe responds in kind. All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Again, happy birthday to those celebrating a birthday this month. I can't wait to read your comments, because I feel like some of you are still in that Eight of Swords, but I feel like some of you have started to move out of that. And if that's the case, I love it when you leave comments, because what you do is you help those who are still maybe stuck a bit. and you let them see that there is light after this darkness. All right, I love you guys. I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.